Hi and welcome back to the Skin Clinic. Today with the PRIISEK channel we have got transfers, everything there is to know about the transfer centre on Football Manager. So please do subscribe to the channel, don't forget to hit that like button and also get notified of future uploads from the Skin Clinic. Don't forget also to see our daily videos on tier 10 to Prem currently. Let's go in there and have a look at transfers, shall we? Yes, and as we can see with transfers, this one is quite a basic one again really. There's not a great deal in here, but it's some important stuff you need to see. So across the top again, we've got the transfer centre. So this is all the dealings and information that's currently going on. We also then have the director of football, clauses, and transfer history. So in the transfer centre, we can see at the moment we've got a couple of deals going on, and it will list them in order of goalkeeper, defenders, midfielders, and your attackers. Right. Transfers and contract responsibility. It's shared currently at the moment. So if we click on that, you can see that I handle a lot of stuff. My director of football, Nathaniel Klein, currently on my Truro save, which is my private save I have. He does some of the dealings as well, but we can see in here transfers and contracts. Initiate player sign-ins for Truro. Yeah, Nathaniel sorts that out. Negotiate players sign-ins for Truro. Yep, he does that as well. Finalising it, I do that. Initiating player sales for Truro, I do that as well. Negotiating the sales, me again. Finalising sales, again, that's me. Contract discussions, I sort that as well. You can leave, some people prefer to do a director of football save where your director of football is purely in control of the whole thing. I like to have some say on it, I've got to say. That is my preference to it all, but that's in that first box there. Then you'll see your scouting centre, which would take you back to where we was on our previous video, which is the scouting centre. And then transfer budget and wage budget. And if you click on this, you can, if it's available to you, you can change it up. So we could go from £95,000 a week to 93.5 and give ourselves nearly 80 grand in transfer budget. Again, yeah, that's one of those things you've got an option to do depending on what wages you've already been using. You know, if you're maxing out everything, your board will just go no. So what will happen is when you click on this, this will be greyed out, so you won't be able to move it at all. Hopefully that helps you in that respect. Right. Transfer activity, all in and out. Self-explanatory. Click on ins, it'll tell you all the ins. Click on out. Obviously we've got nobody going out currently. So that will give you everyone that you're trying to sell. Director of football. Targets. We currently don't have any targets. Where are we now? We've just come out of August. Transfer window's gone, so we're all pretty much gone. Final few days now. But there's nobody else we want to buy. Unwanted list. Players that you put on your unwanted list. Development list. So players again who are potential for loans. And suggested transfer targets. So from here you can click and say, right, Nathaniel, can you please go and find me a goalkeeper who is on a free transfer? You click suggest. He will then compile a list of players who are available on a free transfer. So we've got Jordan Smith here, who is a 30-year-old goalkeeper. If we click on him, we can then go and think, well, yeah, maybe we want to buy him, maybe we don't. So that's how you go about that. Right. So that's how you can find players. Transfer targets again. We can look at it. Jack Buckland was on a free transfer. He actually ended up going to Brighton. We tried bringing him in, but didn't work, unfortunately. Clauses. So yeah, sorry, go back to that. So transfer targets. So people you've tried to sign will be in this list. You can remove them as well. So just click on remove and that will delete that person out of that list. Same with suggested. You can clear it. But you can see, just gives you a bit of a contract information. Obviously we've looked at a person who's on a free transfer. So he's got no contract. Type, it's free. Agreed playing time, automatic. You can change all those sorts of things. You can add him as a transfer target if you wish to. So if I clicked on that, go to transfer target, he's now in this window. He's not good enough for Truro. We've got a far better keeper, so we'll delete him out. I don't want him there for later. You could also go back and click on request director of football suggestions. So just say you want to write back for transfer this time. Go on suggested. Normally it will give you 3 different players. So you can then click on him, have a look at him and think, well, yeah, not the sort of player I want, or yes he is. So again, you could add him to your transfer target if you wished, and you go down through your list and check out who you want to sign. Clauses. Now, these are all the clauses which are put into contracts as you've signed players or sold players. As you can see, this one here, there's a sell-on clause for Josh Benson. So 20% of his next transfer will go to Josh Benson. So the ones with the red arrows, red and grey, are stuff that you're going to lose. The ones with green, Truro will be due £14,000 in another 28 league appearances. So this part is where we get money in. So you can see we've got quite a few clauses which are red. There's a few green ones. We could do with more greens really. It's better to have more that way. So again, yeah, there's a sell-on clause for him. We seem to have had quite a few sell-on clauses, which is unfortunate, but that happens. If there's one that's available to sell, you'll have a box. Let's see if we can find one. I don't think we've got any that are available currently. But what it would be, you can buy or sell the clause. Was that one there then? No. So you can buy or sell the clause, and it would be a box, and you'd say sell, and it would give you an offer of what they're willing to do or how much you're willing to offer them. And if you're happy to go for it, by all means do it, but that's your call. Sometimes if you're a bit short of cash, it's always worth coming into the transfers, come into clauses and see if there's anything that you can sell. Always worthwhile. Transfer history. If you want to try and find that player you signed years ago or sold years ago, a superstar that you had for the club, this is where you do that. So in here, you've obviously got your season. So you can click on the season, click on the seasons where you've signed players, or you can just scroll back through over the years to see who you've signed. As we can see, lots and lots of free transfers over the years for Truro City. It's how we roll down here. But over the last couple of seasons, we have started to spend some money. And you can obviously click on the players here, go through them, and try and find who you've sold. So if we click back to the very first season of Truro, we signed a hell of a lot of players on free transfers. And as we can see, a lot of them are now retired, because it's a few seasons ago now. There's a hell of a lot of them that are retired, to be honest. Retired as a player at 20. He was a good player, was Mark Walsh. It's unfortunate to see that some of these youngsters have retired so young. Gosling, we had as a player and as a coach. Shaquille Hunter, he was another one. Can't even click on him. There's no history for that one. But like I was saying, there's lots of ways you can find all your old players. Corey Harvey, currently still playing in the Premier League with Mousel AFC on my Tier 10 to Prem save. You can also go back and see the Where Are They Now. So if we click on that, it'll send an article to your inbox and you can see where they are, and it says that due to popular demand, it takes time to look back at players who left in the 2020s. The vast majority of them are still involved in football, with just one player having retired. The other players that feature are still... The other players to feature in that side was Ryan Brent. Or Brett. And what about these lads? Is there anybody... Is there anyone around? That's better. So you can see some of these players, and it'll give you an idea of where they are. Just a bit of brief history on them, really. So if we go back to this season, to the players that were released or sold this season, we can have a quick look, and again it'll just say where they are. So all these players are retired, just all the old players. Turns out, for what on earth name is a Russian name? I'm sure we've got Russian watchers. If there's anybody who's Russian, where do you start with that? That is a mouthful. Good grief. But yes, transfers. So that is the transfer window, and down at the bottom just gives you what wages you've got and what transfer income you've got. If you've enjoyed that, please do like and subscribe and get notified of future uploads. But get some comments in down below, please, boys and girls. We would love to have more of you around. We'd like to get more views on the channel. We've got lots of subscribers currently, but not a lot of views. Bit of a strange one. Grateful, very grateful for everyone who's subscribing. But if you could like and watch some of the videos, that would be even more appreciative. And we'll catch you in the next one. See you soon. That was the transfers.